Hi, this is Rabbi Shmuel Pollan, and I want to welcome you back to the Light Unto the Nations show. We have a very special show for you today, a landmark show. But first, I have to tell you about this book, All In For God. It just came out. It's the latest of my books, and it's going to teach you a lot. It's going to teach you the information you need to lead your life as a God-fearing person. It's going to talk about self-sacrifice. Is self-sacrifice healthy? Do we really have free choice when God is in control? Does hell exist? What death is all about? Was the world really created in 6 days scientifically? 3 undeniable proofs that God exists. That's what we're going to do on this show. And disobedient children and the death penalty. Where was God in the Holocaust? What is my purpose in life? It goes on and on and on for 360 pages. Large print, easy to read. You will be able to read this and master it, no problem. And that is All In For God. You'll get that at allinforgod.com, allinforgod.com. So as I said, we have a very special show for you today. We're going to get into 3 undeniable proofs that God exists. And I have spent countless hours debating with atheists and watching debates of atheists with believers. And I know all their tricks, and there's really no substance to what they have to say. It takes very little time to dismantle all their arguments, and I'm going to give you the 3 proofs that they can't handle. 3 proofs that dismantle the atheist in a debate. I'm going to put my mic here. I'm going to make sure that we're in the shot. Okay, so let's get into it. When someone tells me that they don't believe in God, I say, not yet. Because anyone who's willing to be intellectually honest can know, without a doubt, that God exists. That excludes some people. If you are willing to live with double standards, I can't prove it to you. If you are comfortable with hypocrisy, I can't prove it to you. If you are simply unwilling to ever change your views on the topic, no matter what, I can't help you. But if what you have in mind is a simple search for the truth and are willing to apply the same logic to this topic that you apply to all other aspects of your life, then and only then can I prove to you that God exists. And so for all my honest truth seekers, let's get started. I will now prove that God, i.e., a creator of all things with superhuman intelligence, so you always need definitions of your terms to have a debate. So I will now prove that God exists with common sense logic that you use on a daily basis. And all I need to prove it to you is a mess of sugar on the floor, a particle accelerator, and the principle of cause and effect. Let's examine how you use the principle of cause and effect on a daily basis. I will show you how in all cases you always know that the cause is, quote, worthy of the effect. For instance, you walk home and there is a mess of sugar on the floor. That's an effect. Who or what was the cause? You can narrow it down to a few categories. First, you know that something created the mess. Not nothing, but something. It could have been an animal, some kind of rodent. It could have been your toddler. It could have even been your spouse. It could not have been a rock or a plant. These causes are not worthy of that effect. They are unable to produce things like sugar messes. That's proven. Everyone can agree on that. So you take a trip to a government-run laboratory and you see in front of you a particle accelerator. A particle accelerator is a machine that uses electromagnetic fields to propel charged particles to nearly light speed and contain them in well-defined beams. That's an effect. Who or what was the cause? Once again, we must narrow it down to worthy causes. It was something, not nothing. We know that much. A rock is not a worthy cause of a particle accelerator, nor is a plant. nor is the toddler, nor is the spouse of yours, unless your spouse is an acclaimed applied physicist. The only worthy cause is something with great intelligence, one of the most intelligent people in the world. Only highly intelligent people affect particle accelerators. That's proven. Now let's ignore the particle accelerator and just focus on the particle itself. Let's focus on the atom. The atom is an effect. So what's the cause? Well, we know something created it, not nothing. We know that creating it requires far more intelligence than is required to make a particle accelerator. No scientist could create one atom even if he had 1,000 years to do it. So the following is certain and proven. The effect of a sugar mess must have had a creator of at least low intelligence. The effect of a particle accelerator must have had a creator of great intelligence. And the effect of the atom must have had a cause that is a creator of superhuman intelligence, because humans cannot do it. Only super intelligence could do it. Since everything is made out of atoms, we have now proven what we set out to prove, using nothing but common sense logic. Everything was created by a creator of superintelligence, which is what most people call God. So God, superhuman, created the universe and everything in it. That's not a statement of faith. That's a statement of fact, a well-proven fact based on everything we know about this world. This proves the Big Bang Theory is not a valid explanation at all for our universe. First of all, the original stuff that banged was inanimate. Energy, matter, and gravity are not a worthy cause of intelligent physicists or superhumanly intelligent creations like the atom. To believe a Big Bang did that is to believe a tornado can rip through a city and the wind fashions Rolls Royces for everyone. Wind is not a worthy or possible cause of a Rolls Royce, so you would never believe such a thing actually happened. Yet, you may accept the Big Bang Theory, which forces you to believe something even more ridiculous, that inanimate matter causes atoms and apples and brains and hearts and superintelligent scientists. Why the double standard? It's just as foolish as thinking the plant made the sugar mess. Far more foolish beyond words. One needs no faith. The only worthy and possible cause of a world like ours is an awesome creator of superintelligence, i.e., God, because everything is made out of atoms, and humans cannot create atoms. So it is a superhuman being. And anyone not willing to live in a state of logical hypocrisy now knows that. Some ask, if you use cause and effect logic, you must say that God has had a cause too. The answer is correction. You could say that God had a cause too. It's true. You could say that the creator of this world has an even bigger creator. But you are also not forced to say that, because the whole concept of cause and effect is a principle that exists within this universe. Who knows if it applies beyond this universe in the realm of the creator? Even if you don't buy what I just said, it is still proven that at least a God created the universe. Proof number 2. God appeared on Mount Sinai to an entire Jewish nation and spoke directly to them. If I could prove this, would you start believing? You should, if you believe in history, that is. Because history is like a court case. We try to discover what actually happened, and we use physical evidence and eyewitness testimony to help. Tradition is the way eyewitness testimony is handed down through the generations. In court, the more eyewitnesses you have to your story, the better. But getting any two witnesses to agree on all the details is often impossible. Historians do and should rely on tradition, because the stronger a tradition is, and the more details there are of the tradition, and the more details are consistent, the more likely it is that the event actually happened. Therefore, the event in history which is the most well proven is the giving of the Bible at Sinai. The most well proven event is that on the 6th of the Hebrew month of Sivan in 1313 BCE, Moses went up to Mount Sinai and God spoke directly to the entire Jewish people and gave them the 10 Commandments. This account carries with it many details. They were written down and the writings are unchanged until today. This account includes the fact that God revealed himself amid thunder and lightning, spoke directly to every man, woman, and child, a very difficult proposition to get even one person to believe if it didn't actually happen. Try to convince someone that they saw something that they didn't. Try. See if you can do it. Now we have 3 million people who say they saw something. 2.5 million people, the Jews of the time. The largest audience in history, famously skeptical and quarrelsome, all believed the same event occurred with all the same details. And this testimony was transmitted to their children. And to this day, any Jew can be asked about whether their great-grandparents believed in this account, and the answer will be invariably yes, with all its details. Never in history was this account believed by less than 1 million people at all times. The same account with the same details. No court case and no historical event I know of has near this kind of consistent and overwhelming evidence behind it. That's the tradition, i.e., witness testimony behind Sinai. So if you believe in history, you must believe in God because no event ever was more well proven. Another point, I said at least 1 million people believe this story happened at all times. Notice something about human nature. Nobody can tell you that you saw something you didn't. They can tell you what they saw. They can lie about that. But they can never tell you what you saw. So why would anyone believe the Sinai account if it didn't actually happen? You shouldn't be able to get even one person to believe it, let alone 1 million. Proof number 3. If you believe in your family tree, you must believe in God. Thanks to the field of genealogy, hundreds of thousands of people can now trace their ancestry all the way back to Adam, the first man. Secular genealogists rely on the Bible's account to establish these undisputed lines. We are all a part of the same massive family tree. And our family trees all tell the same story. We did not originate from apes. We came from Adam, a grown, intelligent man. To deny this is to deny all of our family trees, because family trees not only include people, but the stories that happened to those people. But how did Adam come to be this way without anyone else behind him in the genetic line? Well, the story with Adam can be no different than the story with the atom, the particle. A being intelligent enough to fashion a fully functioning human from scratch was behind him in the line. Just like the Bible says, meaning God indeed is the father of all of us. It's part of our family tree. Call it God or just a supremely intelligent being. It's your journey. But I hope you've come to realize that He's there. He's our Father. And now you could start the search for Him. Don't forget to subscribe and like and hit the bell. And please leave me a comment if you think you can dismantle my arguments. Give it a shot in the comments below.